Hi, welcome to Midnight Math, where we teach you the right math at the wrong time. It's the second episode, and the time right now is 12:08. So let's get along with it. Today, we're going to discuss equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are a bit confusing, but we'll see. So what I have here is a sheet of paper. So this sheet of paper will be like one whole. It doesn't fit the frame. So this sheet of paper is one whole. Now, let's say I want to mark off 1/2. So what I do is I fold this paper in half. So this will be my 1/2. This will be my 1/2. So let's have a dividing line right there. Wow, that's very straight. Whatever. This is 1/2. Right? But if I fold it up again, fold up this 1/2 again. Now, I can divide here. So here, I have 1/2, and this is also 1/2, but I can do it in two parts. This is 1/4, and over here is also 1/4. So, here I have 1/2, and here I have 1/4 and 1/4. Now, 1/4 and 1/4 together is the same as 1/2. Now, two parts of 1/4, that's 2/4, and those are equivalent fractions. So we have 1/2 is equal to 2/4. Now, you're going to get a bunch of questions in your life of having fractions that are equivalent from one another. There's lots of ways to check it. We'll try them all. So, one question that you might get asked is, how can you tell if two fractions are equivalent? And there are other ways to check. So let's have something like 3/7, and then we have something like 9/21, right? So a way to check if these two are equivalent are to cross multiply. So you take 7 and 9, you multiply them together, so 7 times 9, that makes 63. 21 times 3, if you actually do the long division method, you'll still get 63. So if your answer here, on both, to make this cross, is the same, these are equivalent fractions. There's also other ways to look at it. Here are another set of equivalent fractions, so we have 1/2, and we have 4/8. So another way to check if these are equivalent fractions are if you look to get from here to here, from 1 to 4, you have to multiply by 4 to get to here. If the number to get from here to here is the same, so to get from 2 to 8, you also have to multiply by 4. If this is the case, if this is what happens for your pair of fractions, then you'll have a pair of equivalent fractions. Another question you'll get most likely is you'll have something like 5/6, and then they'll tell you something like, oh, this is equal to 25 over what? And a way to do this is also using the methods that I said. So one way you can do it is you can cross multiply. So here we can make two crosses. This cross, this arrow, is complete, so we can multiply this together. So 25 times 6, that's 30, that's 12, that's 15. We have 150. So here, 6 times 25 equals 150. Now, what you want to do is then divide it by the number that you didn't use, the one in the incomplete arrow. So 150 divided by 5. So this is 3, 15, 0. So it's 30. So once you do that, this number is 30. And these are a set of equivalent fractions. Another way to do this is with the horizontal arrow method. So if we have, let's say, or let's use the same example. If we have 5/6, and then we have 25 over something, to get from here to here, what do you have to multiply? So you have to multiply 5 to get 5 to 25. To get a pair of equivalent fractions, these numbers just have to be the same on both the top and the bottom. So if you fit 5 times 5 is 25 on the top, so you just have to copy that to the bottom, so 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30, so the answer here is 30. Those are equivalent fractions. The time is now, what, 12:13? Oh my gosh, okay. Anyways, that's midnight math. Thank you.